All right. Next we'll move on to my boys, the Dolphins versus the Colts. I'll take over for this one for a little bit. Colts beat us last year when their team was a lot worse. But to be fair, ours was too. Andrew Luck is just unstoppable in the fourth quarter, I'm convinced. He had the best fourth quarter quarterback rating last season in the NFL. He had the most fourth quarter comebacks in NFL history. And I really do think that if this game is only a one-score game, he will find some way to win. All the games that he lost last year, like against the Patriots, against the Bears, against the Texans the first time, against the Jets even, those games he lost because they were getting massacred. When they're not getting massacred and the game is close, he somehow finds a way to win because he's just that talented. Look at the Lions game. They were up by 2 touchdowns in 4 minutes. He still won. In order for us to win, we need to go into the fourth quarter up by at least 10 points, in my opinion. We have to establish a margin because if we give that guy time, he will drive down and he will win. We can't even give him like 30 seconds, ball on your own 10. Like, he'll find a way. Like, I'm terrified of Andrew Luck. So this game is very important for us. This is the game where we start earning back national respect. The Canes had that game. They finally beat the Gators. Now it's time for the Dolphins to earn national respect, beating a playoff team, being a contender, being one of the best quarterbacks in the game right now. This is when things turn around. The Colts offensive line is still not very good. The Dolphins defensive line looked incredible last week. I'm very excited for it. And also our safeties also looked really good. Everyone knows that Rashad Jones is a stud. Chris Clemens, according to Pro Football Focus, is being ranked as the number 5 safety in the NFL right now. I know it's week 1. I know it's against Brandon Weeden. But Chris Clemens is a talented dude. Doesn't get the credit he deserves. Brent Grimes is a baller. I wouldn't be surprised if he picks him off a few times. He's a ball hawk, and he just makes great plays on the ball. Demetri Patterson had 2 interceptions last week. The linebackers, we'll see how they play. They could be a weakness in coverage-wise, but I think the D-line is going to give Andrew Luck so much pressure that we will force him to make some mistakes. But still, if we want to win, got to go into the fourth quarter up by at least 10. That defense is not good. If we put up 23 on the Browns, there's no reason why we can't put up 30 on these guys. So we need to go into the fourth quarter up like 30-20, and then maybe we can win. That's my analysis. I'm picking the Dolphins.
You done now? You done?
You done drooling?
I mean, what? I spent 2 minutes to talk about my team.
You finished?
You fucking spent 5 minutes bearing your team. I can spend 2 minutes talking about my team's prospect.
Are you finished?
Yeah, I said I stopped talking.
Okay, shut up.
That's the cue. We've been doing the show for fucking 27 episodes.
Andrew Luck is the baddest man in the universe.
Oh my god.
Thanos and Darkseid would bow to this man's pure might.
Oh gosh.
But he gonna lose on Sunday.
Yeah.
They gonna blitz him. Superman can't do everything himself. I guess this is really Darkseid this time. Cameron Wake is Darkseid now, just for this weekend. But then after that, it's back to normal. Back to normal. But this weekend though, too much pressure. The offensive line still kind of trying to gel together. He's gonna get hit a lot. Yeah, they're gonna lose, and he gonna struggle too. I'll admit that he gonna have a bad game. Fully expect that.
Phil?
I also have the Dolphins in this game for basically the same reasons you guys are saying. That defensive line and that against that offensive line. Tannehill should play pretty well. Andrew Luck, I don't know if he'll struggle or not, but I think overall he's not going to be able to carry the team to the victory this week. So
the baddest man in football.
Oh God!
The baddest man.
Mark
The baddest man in football this week is Cameron Wake. When he puts his ass on the ground multiple times.
I got Miami. Moving on.
I told you he's Darkseid just for this weekend.
So begins Cameron Wake.
This is what happened. This is why I'm about to get nerdy on y'all for a second. Darkseid found the anti-life equation, and he's gonna lose it after this game. But he has it for just this one game to battle Superman. Just this one time. Just this one time. Wait till he sees him again, though. Wait.
All right. Fair enough.
Josh is gonna hit that and laugh his head off.
But I will say this. Obviously, I'm overhyping my own players here, but I do think this week will begin the Cameron Wake Defensive Player of the Year march. He's the #1 rated defensive player in the NFL right now.
I would not be surprised if that happens. I think that dude could have in terms of sacks, like a season like J.J. Watt had last year.
Yeah, he had 3 his first game.
See, there you go.
Yeah, so.
Dang, he had 3?
Yeah. He had 3 in one game.
All I know is I got him in a fantasy draft on Madden, and he's beasting, so.
And now he's playing the Colts. Now remember, we're playing the Colts O-line, the Bills O-line. Patriots O-line ain't that great.
Patriots O-line?
Well, you guys lost Donald Thomas. Donald Thomas is a stud.
Pro Bowler.
Pro Bowler. Donald Thomas. Former Miami Dolphin. Of course, we let him go, and you guys picked him up and turned him into a star. Funny how that happens frequently. Fuck the Patriots. Anyways, moving on. Marquine, your boys, Eagles, march into San Diego. Where
we gonna get this, man. We gonna get this. Like, I ain't even worried, man. They Chip Kelly gonna open up the playbook. You know what I mean? We're gonna do the same thing we did in the first half against the Redskins and not be as good the second half, but it ain't gonna matter because is Phillip Rivers really gonna hurt us? Come on now, out of here. We gonna win. We gonna win. No sweat.
Wow. That'll be interesting to see the results of that game come next week, but fine. Phil?
What game? What now? I wasn't listening.
Eagles, Chargers.
Oh, I got the Eagles. I'm not even. There's nothing I got this one.
Yeah, I wrote that down for you before I even thought about it. Yeah,
Phil,
will you never pick the Chargers again? Go record for that.
I don't know about that, but no, I mean,
man, Phillip Rivers
I'll never
flashes.
Confidently pick the Chargers.
What if Phillip Rivers goes up 28-7 again? Even if he does start playing horrible, that means
I got Chip Kelly. I got Chip Kelly.
No, you have Michael Vick.
No, I got Chip. Hey, oh yeah, let me talk about that real quick. The joke I did on Twitter that some jackass took the wrong way. When I say Michael Vick is a system guy, that means this system pretty much takes advantage of his talents. Like, this is not Mike Vick going out there and creating. This is Chip Kelly telling him, hey, you can do this, or that, and him doing it. Simple as that. Like, this system fits his skill set. He is the equivalent of who'd you say, Phil? Case Keenum.
Case Keenum, yeah.
Fucking Kellen Clemens at Oregon.
Brennan.
Colt Brennan. What's his name? Charlie Fry at Akron. Ty Detmer at BYU. B.J. Simmons at Texas Tech. I could do this all day. See my point?
Yeah.
Graham Harrell.
Where did he play for?
Texas Tech.
When did he go to the draft?
Graham Harrell?
Yeah.
I can't remember, but I know him and Crabtree played together.
Okay. Yeah, the Eagles are gonna win. But let's move on to Cleveland. The Cleveland Browns, Baltimore Ravens. I think I said this off. I mean, I said this kind of earlier in the show. I'm picking the Browns to win in the upset. It's in Baltimore too. It's their season opener. But I don't know, man. The Ravens' offense just kind of scares me. They just don't have a lot of talent. They had Jacoby Jones, who's out for this game. Torrey Smith, who's going to be covered by Joe Hayden, and when Joe Hayden freaking murdered Mike Wallace last week. And then that just leaves Brandon Stokely, Dallas Clark, Ed Dixon, who isn't that good, and this undrafted rookie that they like, Marlon Brown, who's all right, but they just don't have that much talent. Hopefully they're smart, and they fucking just hand that shit off to Ray Rice 35 times a game. Flacco, by the way, led the NFL in attempts last week with 63. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, but they were Peyton threw 7 touchdowns. They had to keep throwing the ball. He had 32 at halftime. So, it's a bunch of bullshit. He can't be throwing 60 times a game. And that's not because that's not because I think he can be inconsistent. It's because their best player needs to get the ball more than that.
Nobody should be throwing 60 times a game.
Yes. Fully agree.
Not even Peyton Manning.
Like, it's just ridiculous. But yeah, I just have a hunch. I think the D line for the Browns is really talented, and I think they're gonna get to Flacco. That Broncos line kind of got to him towards the end, and they really aren't that good without Von Miller and Elvis Dumerville. And I think they're going to give Flacco problems, and I think that new defense still needs time to kind of develop chemistry. That new defense really needs time to gel together. It's an entire new defense. It's one thing with 1 or 2 guys. It's an entire new defense. Like, legitimately, like, Kruger's gone. Ray Lewis is gone. Donnell Ellerby's gone. Kerry Williams is gone. Ed Reed is gone. Bernard Pollard is gone. They lost everybody. Like, that takes time. So that's why I think a 7-touchdown thing happens. When you lose an entire defense, it takes a while to kind of gel it all together. And I think the Browns are going to upset them. I really do. I'm probably the only one, but that's my thought. One of you take it.
You want to go Philly?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. I got the Ravens. I don't trust Brandon Weeden whatsoever. He's horrible.
I think he's horrible, but yes, I can understand.
He's horrible, and I just don't think he's gonna. I think Flacco will do enough. I mean, I know he doesn't have, like you said, he doesn't have anything to do, but I think he'll have enough to do what he can do, and the Ravens will win. They're not going to lose their first home opener after the whole ceremony and everything like that. They're going to win this one. It might not be pretty, but they're going to win this one.
Mind you, also, I didn't add this. It's also a division opponent. These games are always tough, no matter how good or bad you think the Browns are. But continue working.
This is going to be the shittiest game of the weekend. College or pro level. This is going to be a horrible game to watch. But I got the Ravens in like the most unwatchable piece of shit I ever seen. So, yeah, this is going to be terrible, man. Brandon Weeden, I loved him when he was at Oklahoma State, but he's old and can't throw. I mean, it's simple as that. Let's just be honest. Let's call it what it is. And they won't give the ball to Trent Richardson, so yeah. Is what it is.
You know, LaShawn McCoy led the league in broken tackles with 9. Do you know who was in second place?
Trent Richardson.
And he had 8. He had 8 broken missed tackles, and he didn't touch the ball in the fourth quarter.
Holy cow!
He didn't have 1 carry in the fourth quarter.
No, Brandon Weeden had threw the ball 53 times against the Dolphins.
Yeah.
What? What?
For what reason?
What?
Yeah, that's Rod Chudzinski for you. I like the dude too, but yeah.
Yet they fire Pat Shermer for this motherfucker.
Hey,
why did they do that?
Chud's a good coach, but he's very pass happy.
Shermer should still have his job.
So should Mike Mularkey.
I agree.
That's just I'll never forget. That's one of my favorite lines that we've ever done on the show. I mean, just face it. You're the Browns. You suck. How are you supposed to get better? But give it time. Remember, they also had North Turner. They just wanted to see, I guess, what Weeden had. Give it time.
He has nothing.
Well, they have Trent Richardson, who has a whole lot.
Well, we'll talk about that later, I guess.
Next we'll move on.
I don't want to get into that now.
You think Trent Richardson's overrated?
A little bit.
I hate you. But anyways, by the way, actually, I'll save that for the game. But next we got Tampa Bay and New Orleans. I guess Phil, start us off on this one. Is it in New Orleans? I think it is.
No, it's in Tampa Bay, I think.
It's in Tampa Bay. No, I should fucking know this. It's my job, but
yeah.
It's in Tampa Bay, yeah.
This is kind of hard. I mean, Tampa Bay did not from just from highlights and things, notes and stuff from the Jets game, and of course they gave the game away. We talked about this before the show, but they literally gave the game away to the Jets. Thanks a lot for that, Tampa Bay, by the way. And they're going to need that win later on. I really believe if they end up being around the 7, 8, 9 win mark, but I think New Orleans wins this game. They go in and beat Tampa. First of all, I don't know why the scheduling has got 2 division games to start the year. We do that, and we have that, and
the Dolphins is worse. The Dolphins have, in their last 5 games, 4 of them are division games.
See, that's whack.
In the last 5 weeks of the season, we're gonna have like a 1-1 record going into week 14. Like, it's crazy.
I mean, essentially, the Patriots, if they win against the Jets, will be 2-0 in the division already. And New Orleans, if they beat Tampa, will be 2-0 in the division already. That's like a huge start. Not only 2-0 is 2-0. A lot of teams can start 2-0, but when you're 2-0 and this division wins, it's huge. But I got the Saints winning this game. Didn't get to see much. I saw it out the corner of my eye at Beaver Brady's, but got to watch some of it. It looks like the Saints are clicking a little bit, so we'll see what they can do against Tampa, and we'll see how Tampa can bounce back from one of the stupidest plays ever.
Mark you?
Y'all gonna be shocked, man, but I got Tampa in this game. I think that Doug Martin gonna kind of go nuts. Then they're gonna give him the ball early and often, and he gonna go crazy because this is still the Saints. They still have one of the worst defenses ever. I like Rob Ryan. I think he's a great coach, but it's still the same defense.
Yeah.
Like I expect them to have like a huge game.
I actually.
And Drew Brees, he's Drew Brees, but that secondary is better. I mean, he's not just going to do whatever he wants. It's not going to happen that way.
Oh, that's right. He's got Revis there.
Yeah.
I actually also picked the Buccaneers. Just really because Josh Freeman defines inconsistency. Not as good as Phillip Rivers, but he's another good example of that. And notoriously, the Bucs always start the season really, really good. It's not until like week 8 through like 10 where Freeman starts to really fuck up. So I'll predict this to be one of his bright days for the weekend. Just a hunch. Next we got Washington and Green Bay. Markeem, your two boys. 2 of your 3 love childs. Man crushes.
All right. I think that Green Bay will win, but RG3 is going to go nuts. I think this is like he shuts everybody up. People saying he's rusty and all that shit. If you saw the second half against the Eagles, he was kind of starting to click, and I was like, all right, yay, RG3, win this game. But yay, RG3. I was cheering him, but I was like, hey, now, come on. Okay, that's great. But I think the same thing's going to happen here. I think he's going to go absolutely ape shit. I just think Aaron Rodgers is going to be actually bigger than than RG3 is. I think they're going like complete shootout. Like, high 30s, to be honest with you. So, yeah. I got Green Bay.
Phil?
I got Green Bay, too. I do think, like Markeem, I think RG3 is going to make this kind of close early on, but Aaron Rodgers, even though his offensive line is absolutely atrocious, is going to find a way to win. They're not going to make – the Packers ain't winning. The Packers aren't losing 2 straight to start the season. I would be really shocked if Redskins won this. This is in Green Bay, too, so, yeah, there you go. I think Green Bay wins this. It might be close early, but I think Green Bay pulls away and wins it.
I got the Skins.
Wow.
Although I notoriously have a history of picking too many upsets.
The
Redskins got to Vic a good deal, even through all that. The offensive line looked better, but they still applied good pressure. And some of those boys are really talented, and now they're going against Aaron Rodgers' offensive line. And I don't know. This is just a hunch as well. No evidence for this whatsoever. I don't know. I don't see the Redskins starting 0-2. I don't see the Packers either. But I have a feeling that I don't know. I just have a feeling that they pull this one out. I'm gonna try not to pick too many upsets. That's usually why I usually have a worse record than you two, because I go on a limb too much. And I've done it with the Jets, the Browns, the Bucks, and the Redskins. But
see, there you go.
There you go.
The Dolphins are actually underdogs in this game. I don't think they're going to lose.
But I think that game is pretty much like pick your poison, though, man.
Yeah. Fair enough.
That's my opinion. But
here, I might change the Redskins one, but I don't know. I just have a hunch. I think line play is going to dominate. Yeah.
Oh, you going to change it right before the game?
Nope. Next we got Dallas and Kansas City. Markeem, start us one off.
I want Kansas City to win because, I'm been cheering Andy Reid, man. I love that guy. I always will. I give him a big fat guy hug if I ever saw him. But, it is what it is, man. I think that Dallas can't believe I'm going to say this, but actually better. It is early in the season, so this is not usually when they fuck up. I think they'll win this game. I think it'll be close, but I think they win.
Philip.
I like Dallas too. We didn't talk about this, but that ugly Giants.
I was too busy watching Breaking Bad. Fuck that game.
I regret. I wish I'd been doing the same, but I did watch it later. And
speaking of that was nuts.
That was insane. That was fucking insane.
God, Sunday can't stop. Oh man, if you have not watched Breaking Bad yet, what are you doing?
I'll be here all day talking TV shows. So let's move on.
For real. Anyway,
Homeland, Mad Men, Game of Thrones. All right, go ahead.
Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy.
I gotta watch the premiere from last night.
Dexter!
Justified. Ray Donovan I like a lot now. Arrow. Okay, let's move on.
How I Met Your Mother.
Which reminds me, Markeem, I gotta ask you about something. But anyways,
Go, come on.
I got Dallas winning this game against Kansas City. I think Kansas City only looked good because they were playing Jacksonville. I'm not believing the Chiefs hype. Chiefs are not making the playoffs, not whatsoever. Not making.
Oh, that going on the record.
That goes on the record.
Will not make the playoffs. Will not make the playoffs.
Our first one of 2013.
I gotta throw that in there. I don't believe the hype at all. I'm saying Andy Reid's bad, but no.
You just don't think they're talented enough.
No, Alex Smith is gonna have to win some games. That ain't gonna happen. Dallas.
There you go. That's right. Hate that motherfucker.
Dallas wins this one. I would say easily, probably. But I would say easily, but it isn't Kansas City, and I will give Kansas City that much. Arrowhead is hard to play at.
I love that crowd, man. That's like a college crowd.
So Dallas might struggle a little bit. Tony Romo will probably throw a couple of interceptions just for the heck of it, but they'll win the game.
I don't want to go on the record to say this, but I do think the Cowboys will win, but I think Romo will have at least 2 interceptions. At least. And I'm a big fan of Romo. I just think the combination of being on the road with that crowd and a lot of those talented guys in the secondary, I just think he's in for a rude awakening. But picking the Cowboys, for sure. I do think the game will be close, though. But it's weird. I think the game will be close, but I'm very confident the Cowboys will win. So when I say for sure, I don't mean to say like it's going to be a blowout. It's going to be close. There's very little doubt for me that the Cowboys will lose. Next we got Jacksonville and Oakland. Arguably the battle for Bridgewater. First off, Markeem, what are your thoughts on
Brooks County?
On Pryor? But if these two teams, it's Bridgewater.
Yeah, it's Bridgewater.
Yeah.
But
oh no, they got Terrell Pryor.
I look, man. He looked pretty good
against
late,
a horrible,
late against a horrible secondary. Like I don't know what to think. You know what I mean? But one thing I did like, and
he looked glorious in this game.
Shut up, man. But one thing I did like is that he was taking it seriously. It's not like he was out there, just playing. It was kind of cool to see a Oakland Raiders quarterback take a game seriously because that hadn't happened since like Rich Gannon.
Right.
So, you didn't think Carson Palmer took it seriously?
Hell no.
He's just right. I just need to play good enough to
to get a new deal somewhere else. But yeah, like he and you saw after they lost, he was upset.
Yeah, really.
You know what I mean? Like he was trying to win, though. And I like that, but I don't think he's a good enough passer to sustain himself in NFL. I just don't. Like the one thing a lot of these running quarterbacks that are really successful they have now is that they can throw amongst like some of the best in the. Y'all saw Kaepernick's arm. Y'all see RG3's arm. You know what I mean? Y'all see Russell Wilson's arm. You know what I mean? I don't think Pryor is as good a passer as those guys, but But in regards to this game, I think Oakland wins because they're not better, but I just think because they're at home and Jacksonville's so bad, they'll win this game.
Phil.
Oakland.
Unless they're trying to tank.
Oakland wins. Moving on.
I really I became a fan.
Pick up Tebow, just throwing it out there.
Oh my god. I read an article from someone who wrote like an op-ed piece to the Jacksonville Times saying the Jaguars need to sign Tim Tebow. It was hilarious. He was like,
can we like not mention that dude? So.
Wait, no, but I just want to say this. It was really funny. He's like, I don't understand why we shouldn't sign him. It's not like we have the greatest show on turf going on anyways. What's the downside? Either he turns a miserable season into a less miserable season, or we get Teddy Bridgewater.
That's true. That is true.
He made a very good argument.
Like, man, this dude couldn't even make fucking third string for the Patriots. I don't hear nothing else about this guy, man. Can we stop now? He's gone. Either be a
chance, Marquis.
Either be a tight end, or we'll never see you again, Tim Tebow.
I disagree. I think he'll make another training camp somewhere. I'm not saying he'll make a team, but he'll make another training camp somewhere.
Whatever, man.
Look how many fucking quarterbacks were cut and added like in the last 2 weeks.
Did you hear those stats Stephen A. Smith was reading out on First Take?
What was it?
I couldn't believe that, man. He was like, out of 116 quarterbacks in the preseason, in terms of completion percentage, Tim Tebow is 109th. Come on, dog. Come on.
Brutal.
That's awful. That is awful. He was like a 36% completion percentage.
I can't believe I'm about to say this. It's going to sound like I'm completely biased. But anyways, but he is trying to run the offense that Tom Brady is great at.
Not at first though. Not at
first,
like,
but he did good in that.
He did okay. You sound like Skip Bayless. He did it. He was all right,
He
man.
was a Patriot at the time. I gotta talk
Like,
about him. Anyway,
he's a phenomenal playmaker. Dog. Y'all know I love. What do I always say about Tim Tebow?
He's a gamer. He's a baller.
He is
playmaker.
He is hands down, I think, not even debatable, the greatest college quarterback to ever play. College being the key word in that fucking sentence. Can we move on now?
Yes. I can't believe we actually had like a 3-minute Tebow segment.
Yeah, I can't believe we talked about
it. Because it's like he won't go away. He just won't go away.
Well, he never will. I'm pretty confident in that.
He's like that guy that you went to high school with that everybody likes, but you don't understand why. Like, he's like that guy.
No, I understand why. It's an interesting story.
But he sucks.
It's a story. America loves their stories. America loves the underdogs.
But why does it always have to turn into something that ain't got nothing to do with football when you say something bad about this dude? Like, with y'all, I can talk, and it's football. But, like, with most people, it's like, well, why you gonna say that about him? He's a nice guy. He, like, he's God-fearing and all that stuff. I give a damn if he worship the devil. Nigga, if you can't throw, you can't throw. Period.
Whoa. He just doesn't throw well. He can throw.
36% Phil.
Yes, he is physically capable of throwing a football.
Yeah, he is capable of throwing an object.
I can't believe we're breaking this up. Anyways, I can't. That's just the one thing I just don't like when people say he can't throw. If he couldn't throw, he wouldn't even have been an option. Period.
Phil, 36%.
Throw well is different than can't throw at all.
You could do that behind the Patriots offensive line. You could. 36%. I'm pretty confident that Phil could go out there and throw 36% behind the Patriots line.
I'd love to.
I really believe that.
Okay, if Welker, Gronk, and Hernandez are all there, yeah, I could throw. But Tim Tebow, when he was throwing to terrible receivers.
Shut the fuck up, man.
All right, let's move on.
All right. But I was gonna say I became a really big fan of Terrell Pryor. Like, I saw so many media interviews with him, and it was funny because I saw an interview with him, and I went to go grab something from another room, and I came back, and it turns out that the website I was on loop, and they were showing like other interviews of Terrell Pryor. I saw like 4 of them. That dude was heartbroken after they lost, and he said like, I played terrible. Like, I don't care what you all say about me. I lost the game. It was my fault. And like, they're talking about the game, and he's talking to the reporter, and he almost breaks down. He's just like, man, we were so close. We had him. We could have proved everyone wrong. All offseason, everyone's been calling us the worst team in football, and we were so close. We were so close. Like, and he was just bummed, and he's like, no matter what you guys say about our talent, we are a super mentally tough team. We will never give up. We will always. You will never see us.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, why you ain't act like that at Ohio State? Maybe I would have won more.
But yes, he was really like, I have confidence that they are gonna win 5 games as opposed to 4, like I predicted. No, I predicted 1 actually, and I want to apologize to Terrell Pryor for that prediction.
He ain't gonna hear you your little punk ass apology.
Fuck off. But yes,
he probably like, I wiped my ass with his apology.
Raiders are tough. If nothing else, they're tough. Are they talented? If Darren McFadden stays healthy, they're better.
Another overhyped motherfucker.
When he's healthy, he's pretty good.
When he's healthy, how often is that?
Rare. I'm just saying.
I'm probably in better health than he is, and I got high blood pressure and fucking cholesterol problems. I'm all fucked up. I weigh 300 pounds with high blood pressure. I'm probably in better health than he is. Always fucking hurt. Something's always wrong with that dude.
Hey.
He got out the shower. I sprained my ankle. Shut the fuck up. Y'all remember that when he sprained his ankle before training camp that time because he said he slipped coming out the shower?
Oh, he said? What? I didn't hear
God, man, what the fuck was... Fuck that guy.
Well, he's a monster. But anyways, I predict good things for Oakland. Now we go to the big 3 games of the weekend.
Hold on, good things for Oakland?
For this game?
Okay, all right. You said good things for Oakland. I was like, what?
Now we go to the big three NFL games of the weekend. First, we got the Manning Bowl. Marquis.
Denver's gonna crush these fools.
Wow, it's in New York.
I don't give a fuck. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, same thing. Denver's gonna crush.
Well, I'm not gonna predict the Broncos to lose until I see them lose. I'll say that much.
That's going on record?
That's going on my record. I will only pick it. I will only pick against Denver once I see them lose. Because I don't know who can beat them.
Dog, maybe Trademark can do this because I don't know the Giants that well. As I said, y'all, I'm an NFL fan, but not as much as y'all are. You know, I'm a college football head. But can y'all name me one player in the Giants secondary?
They had Kenny Phillips, but they cut his ass. Did they have Entre Roll?
They got a Mukamura.
Oh yeah, okay, my bad. I'm sorry, fucking trade Dumbmark629 before you go crazy. Like dog, come on, P ain't gonna light these niggas up. It's gonna like Christmas out there, man. Nah.
And next we got San Fran and Seattle. Marquis?
It's gonna be incredible. Flip a coin. I'm about to flip one right now. Hold on.
He actually flipped the
coin.
Seattle.
Wow.
Yeah,
Seattle. Well, man, San Fran doesn't get to breathe at all. They play Green Bay, and then they got to play Seattle. I got San Fran.
That's fucked up, by the way. But
I got San Fran in this game, though. I want, like I said, unless Seattle just bounces back. I know they won against Carolina, but I think 49ers look more impressive at this moment. Seattle will get better and better, but I think 49ers win this game.
I'm not saying I'm never going to bet against the Seahawks when they're at home, but it's going to be tough for me to bet against the Seahawks when they're at home. They are...
Is this the first Seattle? Well, I guess outside of playoff games, is this the first Seattle primetime game since the infamous Fail Mary?
Primetime? No, they fought the Niners at home last year on Sunday night.
Oh, did they? Oh.
At the very end of the season, like week 16 or something like that. They killed them.
Hey, I got a question. Isn't Sunday night football's like schedule like subject to change? Can't they like change the shit
later in the year?
Yeah.
They change it early.
Okay.
Early.
Monday night football needs to take a cue from that shit.
For real.
Yeah, that would be a little different. So I got the Seahawks. They're too good at home. So that's my only analysis on that. Final game for the NFL: Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. Phil, a lot of criticisms of Pittsburgh.
I got Cincinnati. The Pittsburgh Steelers are awful. Moving on.
Wow, awful?
Yeah, they're awful.
It's week 1.
They're awful. I said they were going to be awful in the first place, which I thought people were crazy putting them last. They're better than the Browns, but ugh.
Let me pull up your record.
They lost.
Dog, after week 1, I ain't even so sure they better than the Browns. Though.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm starting to backtrack.
All right, let me see. Phil has you had them in 3rd place, but I don't have listed here how many wins you predicted for them.
No, I think I gave them
like 7 or 8.
I want to say I said 6 or 7. I think is what I think I said. Now, like I'm with Markeem, I'm starting to question whether or not I should have put him forward.
Like I don't even know, dog. Like that.
I mean, against Tennessee. I mean, come on, son. And they lost Pouncey.
All the shit you gave me about praising the Texans, you're like, it's week 1. Week 1.
But dog, did you see how bad they were though, man?
Yes.
They were nothing on they were nothing on offense. Not bad, nothing.
Nothing.
It was like no one was on the field. They were nothing on offense. Most of the game, they only had 2 points, and that was a safety.
Hey, man. I don't appreciate this type of disrespectful behaviors, is all I'm going to say.
Dog, they're bad, man.
They're still the Steelers.
I'm well aware of this, but that was just awful.
I mean, okay, I'm picking the Bengals too, but that's because they're at home. Like, if this was in Pittsburgh, I would think about this one for a little bit.
I would not. I wouldn't. That was in Pittsburgh.
Fine. It was fine.
Like, dog, I know it's week 1, and I know this, but I've never seen no shit look that bad. So
I've never seen the Steelers look that bad ever.
Like in my lifetime, I've never seen them look that bad. That was terrible.
Fair enough. I let it go. Now we go to college football. Only got 3 games here. 4 if we count the South Carolina Vanderbilt game, but I think we're all picking South Carolina, so can I just remove that one from the list?
Yeah, nah, I got Vanderbilt, man. Jordan Hamilton is dope, man. That dude is ball.
Are you serious?
Shut up, Markeem.
No. No, I'm not. But Joey Hamilton is dope, though. That dude.
I'll be at that game. That's a little side note.
Okay, we got 3 games.
Look out for that dude, man. 87 for Vanderbilt.
Really?
Probably, yeah, one of the best wide receivers in the country. You probably never heard of.
Yeah, I never heard of him. I'll check him out.
We'll start with TCU and Texas Tech.
I told you I'm never picking Texas Tech ever, and this ain't about to change.
What was the basis for that? If you remember,
I forget. It
was
they
a
lost
bowl
to
game,
somebody. Yeah, they lost to somebody badly, and then I had to pick the Bulls, and I was like, I'm not picking them. So,
TCU.
Yeah, like they look good against LSU most of the game. It's just like there were crucial times where they just fucked up. I saw a lot of that game, not as much as I wanted to see because everybody wanted to watch other shit. So, I got TCU.
Phil, just give a prediction for the record.
Like
you want to go with Arizona on a whim?
I'll go with USC. This one, TCU.
I'm going to say fuck you, Marquise, and go Texas Tech.
Okay.
We'll see how that works out. All right, UCLA and Nebraska. Kind of a big deal. Both teams are ranked. Taylor Martinez, Brett Hundley, both receiving a lot of attention. What are your thoughts?
I don't know why Taylor Martinez is receiving a lot of attention. Have you seen that dude's throwing motion?
I've never seen him play.
Y'all don't remember that video I had with his throwing motion that I had put on my Twitter? Like I got so many like retweets. Everybody was like, "This looks terrible." This is like last year. I can't remember, but I don't think he's that good. He's not playing against some bullshit Big Ten defense. You know what I mean? Because let's be real. Motherfuckers love to, like, get on the Pac-12 for not having very good defenses. Aside from Ohio State, Michigan State, I think that's it. That I would call good defenses. And theirs, and Wisconsin's. Nebraska's. Aren't too many good defenses in that conference. But UCLA, they're going to get after this dude. They're going to hit him. He gonna have some mistakes. Brett Hundley's going to ball out. I got UCLA probably easily, too. So.
Phil?
I got Nebraska.
Nice.
Why is this, Phil? Why?
Because you suck, Markeem. I got Nebraska.
Man, Taylor Martinez is throwing 80% of his passes, and Brett Hundley throws like 5 interceptions.
I got Nebraska. No, here you go. I got Nebraska because they're going to be mad about Sue's fine in the NFL.
That's what's going to happen?
You got to appreciate that analysis. Didn't you just love when me and Phil went over the bowl games with you?
I ain't gonna lie. That was funny.
The ones that we had never heard of. Yeah, that was a good. Hey, that's our most successful show to date. That's still the most viewed by a lot. Not close.
I still can't believe that.
People love college football. One time of the year. Anyways. We got next. I think me and Phil are going to go first with this one. We'll save you for last.
Okay.
What may very well be the biggest football game, period, aside from the national championship game and the Super Bowl. Very well could be that way. This game could very well.
We'll see. We'll see. As of right now, yes.
It could. Yeah. We'll see. Because for those who do not know, it's Bama and Texas A&M. If Bama does win, there are almost no other formidable foes on their schedule, and most likely going to go back to the national championship game, and most likely might win the national championship game. If Texas A&M wins, everything is out the window.
It's crazy.
So I'll go first. Legitimately, I actually saw almost the entire Texas A&M game, the first one, when Johnny Football was suspended for a half. He still looks fucking great. That defense looked very troublesome. They had 6 defensive starters that were suspended. They're all back for this game, but obviously, just like with RG3 and like with the Redskins, they might be a little rusty. They might take a while to gel together, but nonetheless, it's a big deal to have them all back. And honestly, Bama's line didn't look that good. I know you said it's going to take time, and I understand because my Dolphins' offensive line is also in disarray right now. I don't think it would be ready by week 3. They look bad, dog. Like, I get Virginia Tech's defense is a lot better. They looked bad. They looked significantly worse than the offensive line from last year. Like, significantly. And they lost to A&M last year with that offensive line. I think that, what's his name? I think Yeldon's going to play better, who actually isn't getting the hype he deserves because the offensive line struggled so much that first game. But I don't know. Everyone's talking about how, Saban, no one beat Saban twice. Saban's going to learn. Saban's going to change this. Hasn't it been like a thing that he's struggled against mobile quarterbacks like Johnny Football before? Johnny Football is not the first ever person to do this to him. I know Saban did say in an interview that there's no one like Johnny Football. That's true. But if this has really been a problem that's been a noted thing, like a noted thing that gives Nick Saban troubles, or quarterbacks that play like Johnny Football, like, I don't know.
Which is why I picked them last year. But go ahead.
Like, Johnny Football is really special. Like, I saw him play against Rice or Rutgers. I forget. I think it was Rice.
It was Rice.
Yeah, I saw that game, and I know it was against Rice, but just seeing the shit he does, I was just like, oh my god, man! It's just like, and I go back to the Oklahoma game last year, where he looked incredible. I'm not going to be like Skip Bayless, and I know you were going to mention that. I'll let you say it, but I do think he is the best player in the country, right now at least, and I think his magic's going to continue. I've read a lot of articles on this dog. I read like a 10-page article yesterday on Nick Saban's quote-unquote new defense that I retweeted it, like how Nick Saban can solve his Johnny Football problem. And it gave me these big defensive schematics scenes. It was showing me how Nick Saban, like, if he runs this defensive design, it may be a way to contain Johnny Football and may prevent him from getting those big plays out, 20 yards downfield. And this is all true, but I also think a part of this game, and I've seen a lot of hype for this game that no one's talking about, is A.J. McCarron. A.J. McCarron did not look good and against Virginia Tech. Do you know that in 2012, he threw his first interception 10 games into the season?
I know.
He threw his first interception in his first game this year.
I know.
In 2012, he threw his first interception on his 205th pass attempt. This year, he threw it on his 14th pass attempt. I think the key to this game is that now that he doesn't have the perfect offensive line around him, I think now is when people see that A.J. McCarron really isn't a star-studded quarterback.
Which is something I said.
Yes. And I think Johnny Football is just going to outscore him. I think, simply put, this is the game where people see, man, AJ really maybe shouldn't be in our top 5 quarterbacks for the 2013 draft, or 14 draft, I guess. I think, simply put, Johnny Football is going to do his magic. I know the Bama defense is great, but I'm sure that Saban has a way to stop him. But Johnny Football's his main thing, the thing that makes him special, is his ability to think on his feet and make a quick decision. Saban throws something his way, I trust Johnny Football to come up with a solution to how to go the other way around it. Like, we haven't seen him struggle. As one of the articles that I read said, he is not the same quarterback he was in the LSU and Florida game by the time he played Bama. Like, he's special. And I just think McCarron's going to struggle, and I think he's going to find solutions. And I'm still picking them to win. Close. And also, I know it's in Texas A&M. That's also a big part of my thing. If it was in Tuscaloosa again, okay. It's in Texas A&M. It's like the Miami UF game when everyone was like, oh, Miami's home crowd isn't a big deal. Why is it a big deal that they're at home when they play the Gators? It's the fact that it's not in the swamp. It's not a big deal that Texas A&M is this like rabid home crowd, even though they were loud as fuck for the Rice game. It's that it's not in Tuscaloosa.
No, it's a big deal. It's at College Station.
Fine. It's a big deal.
That's not.
I meant to imply that it's a bigger deal that it's not in Tuscaloosa. But anyways, yeah, very close. But I'm picking Texas A&M again. Phil?
Nick Saban is not gonna let his team lose to Texas A&M for a second time, back-to-back years. Not gonna happen. Nick Saban, and plus I don't think anybody's beating Alabama this year. I just don't think it. I'm not betting against anybody. I'm not betting against Alabama. So I think Alabama wins this game. I'm not gonna say easily. Obviously, it's gonna be a fight, but I think Nick Saban's gonna do what he's got to do to get it done. I trust Nick Saban. Alabama wins.
All right.
Drum.
I purposely kept this a secret from so many people. Like nobody at all knows who I'm picking in this game. I'm gonna tell everybody after this video. Um, okay, kid. Alabama's offensive line did look a lot weaker, but a lot of people don't realize that last year against Michigan, the offense didn't look that good either.
Oh.
And remember that game?
Yep.
And they still blew out Michigan. I think the score was very similar to the Virginia Tech game. You know, so I'm not really putting too much stock into that game, to be honest with you. Moving on from that, last year, if y'all remember, Alabama and A&M, Johnny Football went on a crazy streak that was just too much to overcome. Like, because after that streak, that contained series where he was just scoring when he felt like it, nothing really happened until the last possession, his last possession. Like, he did basically nothing. People overlook that, but he did struggle in that stretch. After that spurt, he did nothing until his last possession. I think this game will be like him doing mostly what he did during most of that game, minus that spurt where he was just phenomenal. And remember, I pretty much called that game exactly how it was going to happen. Yeah, I mean, he was going to go nuts. Yeah, I mean, and then they were going to figure him out. And then by the time they started coming back, it'd be too late. This time, I think the game will be mostly like that period where he wasn't doing much. I got Bama by 14 points.
Wow.
I'm like, people don't understand, like, Nick Saban's mind, dog. Like,
Right.
this is not like when LSU was the team he lost to twice, by the way.
Oh, okay.
And this is not like that defense. And here's the difference. That defense was as good, if not better, than Bama's defense. You know what I mean? A&M's defense is suspect, and I'm being nice. You know what I mean? Alabama has a slew of receivers that are amongst the top in the country. Fifth-year senior quarterback. One of the best running backs in the nation. The best coach in the nation. One of the best defenses in the nation. Probably the best defense in the nation. Experience everywhere. 9 defensive starters from last year's team. You know what I mean? You really here's a good example. C.J. Mosley could have went in the draft in the first round. Probably would have been a first rounder. He wanted to come back to run the table, dog. Nothing is stopping Alabama on Saturday. Nothing. I would be surprised. Like, yo, I'll be shell shocked if they lost this game. I think Johnny Football's gonna do his shit. He's not gonna be terrible, but he ain't gonna be like he was last year. And plus, he ain't got the offensive line he had last year. Luke Jokel gone. He's not there.
Jake Matthews still pretty good.
But he ain't Luke Jokel.
Yeah.
he's not. Like, you know, he's not.
He's still really good. He's probably going to be a first rounder.
But Luke Jokel was a perfect offensive lineman. That's why he went so high. Him and Eric Johnson could have been 1 or 2 either way. They both like perfect. I thought Jokel should have went number 1 because he played better competition. That's just my opinion. But
Fisher?
Yeah, Eric Fisher, my bad. There you go. Eric Johnson. Who am I thinking about? Eric Johnson. Yeah, but I thought Joker played better competition. But 14 points, man. I'm serious. Like,
do you trust AJ?
He's a 5th-year senior, dog. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Like there's nothing college football can throw at this boy that he ain't seen before. He went to Death Valley, beat LSU in the last drive of the game last year. You know what I mean? He's won 2 national championships. You know what I mean? He's been to every tough stadium in the SEC except College Station. That's the one way I can see them winning this game. If College Station truly rattles.
That's part of my pitch.
But I'm saying that's the only way. If College Station is truly like nothing AJ McCarron has ever experienced, and he totally fucks up, which I don't doubt. I doubt that, man. I want A&M to win because I like watching Johnny Football play. I don't see it happening. I do not see it happen. Dog, 9 defensive starters from that team last year. So many people back from that. Aside from the offensive line, aside from them losing
Chance Warmack, Barrett
Jones, and Barrett Jones,
Fluker,
and DJ, you know what I mean. Aside from that,
D. Milliner,
who like dog. They still have 9 starters from that team back.
Wow. Defense
Like
or
that,
total?
like from that defense. They lost D Milner and he went in the second round, dude. I'm thinking about. I can't remember, but look it up.
All right.
But like starters, because I think they lost a few people. I'm talking about starters. Yeah, dog. Come on, like Bama. I don't want to say roll tide because I don't want to seem like a bandwagon fan, but I really doubt they lose this game, man. Really doubt it.
Well,
The same way.
I'm gonna back my boy, my big boy, in Johnny Football. And again, to me, the key in Texas A&M. But yes, I understand everyone's picking them. They're actually they're not big favorites, but they're sizable favorites. They're 7-point favorites. But hey, you never know.
That and Texas A&M's D, man. I know they're getting all the guys back they lost, but it's their first time on the field together all year against the best team in the country. This game might look like last year's. Like this game, like except the other way around. Like Bama might go nuts.
I know they played shitty ass Logan Thomas, but Alabama, I don't know. When I saw them, they just looked like a clear step below last team's team. Just the whole team. They to me did not look like the undeniable monsters that last year's team looked for the whole season.
No, people were saying that week 1 last year.
Yeah, they fucking put up 40 points.
People said that same thing against Michigan.
They did.
Like, oh, they didn't look that good. Like it's supposed to be the defending national champions, and they won another one.
I really do not want them to win a third. God.
Because you don't like Nick Saban.
He fucked us over.
I want to see it because it's history, and y'all know I love college football, and seeing history is a cool thing. It's 3 things I want to happen this year. If Bama doesn't win another one, I want Urban Meyer to get one, and I'm not even an Ohio State fan, but I want him to get another one so people can see what I'm talking about when I say that dude's top 5 all time. And or Stanford to win one. Y'all know why. So
hey man,
yeah.
Don't doubt out the Hurricanes, man.
Hey, it's possible they run the table.
It's not Inca. The only tough game we have left is at FSU, and then beat whoever's in the ACC title game, which will probably be Clemson. We'll beat FSU on the road. Beat Clemson.
I don't know. Duke is tough.
Shut up, man.
Hey, but
not this year. Maybe last year, but
beat Duke, beat FSU on the road, beat Clemson in the AC title game. That's national championship right there. Going undefeated, beating Florida, FSU, and Clemson, and going undefeated. How does that not get you to the national title game?
But I'll say this: no matter who wins this game or loses this game, a 1-loss SEC team will probably still be in the national championship game.
Over an undefeated ACC team?
No. But I'm saying, like, I really doubt that this year there'll be an undefeated team from a Power 6 and another undefeated team from Power 6.
How about this? What if Murray puts on that show like he played against South Carolina and he plays Bama in the SEC championship game? Dang.
That's weird, man, because they're the team that I'm like, I don't know, because I don't know. They could be as good as, but I still don't trust Mark Richt in close games. I just don't. But
hey,
Steve Spurrier fucked it up before he got a chance to. So
yes, I will say this though. Did you see how I ran to you to come save me because my friend Ben said that Todd Gurley is unquestionably better than Duke Johnson?
That's debatable.
No. It's debatable who's better. It's not debatable to say that it's not debatable.
Yeah. I agree.
But he was all like, hey, Todd Gurley against that same Florida team had 120 yards and a touchdown, and that Florida team was better than the one Duke played, and Duke struggled a lot more than Gurley.
Todd Gurley is also running behind a far superior offensive line. Like it's not even the same ballpark. Like it's not it. That's like the Colts offensive line compared to like the fucking Broncos offensive line. Like it's not fair. It's not fair to say. Of course, Adrian Peterson would show out with the Broncos offensive line. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's all very true. But anyway,
Yeah, that's it. That's it, y'all.
That does us. Wait, no, hold on. That does it for this episode of YouTube Take. Long one, but hope you all watched it. Really, really good stuff here. And I want to thank you all for spending 3 hours with us. And,
3 hours?
Been that long?
Oh, yeah. And have a good day, guys. See ya.
Peace.
That was crazy.